Welcome back to Only Talk Sports. We talk sports every single day, or at least we try to. I'm your host, Jeffrey, and subscribe to the channel if you like sports content. Hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Week 3 in the NFL season is over, and let's go over and recap all of these games and see which were the biggest results of the weekend. So on Thursday Night Football, you had the Cleveland Browns. They beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 29-17. Mr. Trubisky played decent, but he had no touchdowns, 207 yards, and that's not a good sign for him because a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans aren't super happy that he's not getting it done. They are 1-2, and the Cleveland Browns are now 2-1 behind Jacoby Brissett's 220 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Miami Dolphins, they beat the Buffalo Bills 21-19. Josh Allen had 400 yards and 2 touchdowns, but that wasn't enough. Tua Tagovailoa had 180 yards and a touchdown, but the Miami Dolphins defense stopped the Buffalo Bills, and they won 21-19. They are now 3-0, and the Bills are 2-1. The Cincinnati Bengals beat the New York Jets 27-12, and Joe Burrow played fantastic. He had 3 touchdowns, and Joe Flacco had 2 picks, so he did not play as well as he did last weekend. You had the Tennessee Titans beat the Las Vegas Raiders 24-22. Tennessee Titans are 1-2, and the Las Vegas Raiders are 0-3. Derek Carr had 2 touchdowns and a pick, and Ryan Tannehill had a touchdown and an interception. The Titans finally get their first win of the season, and the Raiders are still 0-3. You had the Carolina Panthers. They beat the New Orleans Saints 22-14. Both teams are now 1-2, and the Panthers got a much-needed win. They have not won a game in over a year. It's been a long, long time, and they finally got the win. Winston had a touchdown and 2 picks, and Baker Mayfield had a touchdown. He didn't play too well, but they got the win. Baltimore Ravens beat the New England Patriots 37-26. The Ravens are now 2-1, and the New England Patriots are 1-2. Lamar Jackson had 4 touchdowns and 1 pick, and Matt Jones had 3 interceptions. He did not have his best game for sure. You had the Minnesota Vikings came back and beat the Detroit Lions 28-24. The Lions were winning, but they gave it away. They were up 24-14. But Jared Goff had a touchdown and a pick, and Kirk Cousins had 2 touchdowns and no picks, and that proved to be the difference. The Philadelphia Eagles beat the Washington Commanders 24-8. Jalen Hurts is playing fantastic. The Eagles might be one of the best teams in the NFL this year. They're 3-0 now, and the Commanders are 1-2. Hurts had 3 touchdowns, and Carson Wentz had no touchdowns and no picks. But again, they couldn't put up points, so the Eagles beat them. You had the Colts. The Indianapolis Colts beat the Kansas City Chiefs 20-17. The Chiefs are now 2-1 with their first loss of the season, and the Colts are 1-1-1. And Patrick Mahomes had a touchdown and a pick, not his best game, and Matt Ryan had 2 touchdowns, so he had played a lot better than he did last week. And then you had the Chicago Bears. They beat the Houston Texans 23-20. The Texans are 0-2-1, and the Chicago Bears are 2-1. Davis Mills had a touchdown and 2 picks, and Justin Fields had 2 picks. He didn't play well at all, but their ground game got it done in their defense. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 2-1, and they beat the Los Angeles Chargers 38-10, and they're 1-2. And Trevor Lawrence had 3 touchdowns. He probably played his best game of his NFL career so far. And Justin Herbert had 297 yards and a touchdown and a pick. And we do know that Herbert was banged up, but again, Trevor Lawrence played fantastic. The Los Angeles Rams beat the Arizona Cardinals 20-12. They're 2-1, and the Cardinals are 1-2. Stafford had no touchdowns and no picks, but that was enough to get the win. And Kyler Murray had 314 yards, no touchdowns, and no picks. Then you had the Green Bay Packers. They beat the Tampa Bay Bucks 14-12. The Packers are 2-1, and the Bucks are 2-1. This was a game that the Bucks had every chance to win. The Packers had 14 points early in the game in the first half, and the Bucks, they didn't have any offense going, but they almost came back and won, but they had a delay game at the end, and that backed them up, and Tom Brady couldn't get it done. But Aaron Rodgers had 2 touchdowns and a pick, and Tom Brady had a touchdown. They both played well, but again, the defense for the Packers and the Bucks both play well, but the two-point conversion proved to be the difference. The Atlanta Falcons beat the Seattle Seahawks 27-23. They're both 1-2, and Marcus Mariota had a touchdown and an interception, and Geno Smith had 2 touchdowns and a pick, but the Atlanta Falcons did win the game. And then the Denver Broncos on Sunday Night Football, they beat the San Francisco 49ers 11-10. There's only been one other game in NFL history with that score. Jimmy G, he had a touchdown and an interception, and Russell Wilson, he had no touchdowns and no picks. But again, the Denver Broncos, they did get the win. It was an ugly game, but a win is a win. And now the Denver Broncos are 2-1, the 49ers are 1-2. And in Monday Night Football, the Dallas Cowboys were 2-1. And they beat the Giants that were undefeated 2-0. Now they're 2-1, 23-16. Cooper Rush is playing well. He did it again. He got another win for him, 250 yards and a touchdown. And Daniel Jones had an interception. But again, the Dallas Cowboys got it done. So I'm seeing a lot of great results for some teams. I'm seeing that you got the Dolphins are playing fantastic. I'm seeing a lot of good things from them. And the Philadelphia Eagles are looking really good. Unfortunately, for some teams like the Texans, it's not looking as good. And even the Jaguars are playing better. So as you can see in the NFL, a lot of teams that normally are really good are some kind of struggling, and some teams that haven't been good in a long time are doing really good. And even though like the Detroit Lions are 1-2, they're definitely an improved football team. Subscribe to the channel if you like sports content. Like this video down below. Comment down below what you think about the NFL and how all these teams are doing a lot differently than normal, and it's a lot of crazy results. And I will see you next time.